Meat Choppers, and welcome to our preview of Moonshell, a Mermaid Game by Unfiltered Games. It's for 1 to 4 players, ages 8 and up, and it plays in about 30 minutes. Now, before we get to the preview, I'd like you, if you can go ahead and hit like on this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and then at the end of it, go ahead and leave us a comment telling us what you like or what you anticipate about the Moonshell Kickstarter coming up. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get it to the table. So we've got the game partially set up already. We have our ocean board on the table, and then we have our treasure board down here, which is where we'll be pulling tiles for scoring, and we have our tide token over here on even, showing counterclockwise on there. Show it a little clear right there. You can see it shows counterclockwise. So now we've also set up 25 shell tiles, seashell tiles, on the board randomly. You stick the 48 seashell tiles into the seashell bag at the beginning of the game and pull randomly 25 out, put them on the board. And then depending on the amount of players, you're going to add sea urchin tiles to the bag, and these will be worth 1 point when you're doing scoring at the end of the game if you have them on your board. Now we have this set up, and we're going to be showing you a basic beginner's game, not the full game that encompasses all the different special abilities and stuff that the mermaids have, as well as the special seashell, moonshell token that you'll get, that you'll be able to play with during the game. We're just going to show you the basic concept of the game. Each player will get to choose one of the mermaids for the game to represent them, and they have a little special ability on them. But like I said before, we're not going to use the special abilities during this game. We're just going to go with basics. So I'm just going to pick this mermaid here and place it next to my treasure board, and we will pick our objective cards now. So 2 objective cards are dealt out to each player, and then they choose one and discard the other one. Objective cards are kept secret, and you try to fulfill them during the game on your treasure board. You can see this shell icon right here is the Moonshell icon, which means that for completing this objective, you can use any type of shell. And since it's lined this way, it means you can use any colors on them. And you'll see it says a little description down here, same shape shells in any 2 columns, and they can be any colors. And it's got the amount of points that you'll earn at the end game whenever you're scoring your treasure chest. The little seahorse symbol here is how many times you can score this objective. So you can see like this one here that has any size shells, though they have to be the same shape across, but they can be any color, and it can be shifted. So it could be this row or this row here, and you're able to score this twice if you can get this objective. So you get 5 points, and if you do it a second time, it'll be another 5 points. Now, in addition to your secret objective that you choose at the beginning of the game, you will have 5 open objectives, and they're of different categories. You'll shuffle the decks up and then choose one randomly. You'll have a composition objective, which comprises of a certain amount of shells in an order right there, as you can see, and you'll score different points for that. You'll also have an array, which usually has a form like that, where they'll be in some kind of display like that. You'll have pairs, which will tell you what colors to pair. You can see right here, it says pairs of white and orange shells, and they can be in any location on your treasure chest. And also, since it's the Moonshell symbol, they can be any pairs of shells, any kind of shells that are white and orange. You have your Trove, which is however many you can get. Here you can say the player with the most purple shells will score the points for that, and they can be any shell since it's the Moonshell icon. And then the Collector. You get 1 point for each one of whatever's on here. This is a sand dollar. You can see it's got like the shell there, and that shell, and they can be any color. You'll just get 1 point for each one of those shells, depending on which card comes out. Now, players have 3 different actions that they can do on their turn, and these are at the top of your treasure chest board here. They can rotate, they can pull to, or they can collect. And we're going to go over what those mean now. When you take the rotate action, you'll rotate the ocean board 90 degrees in whatever direction the tide token says. So right now it's on even, so it's counterclockwise. So you will rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Now, if you take the pull to action, that means you crash a wave into the shells, and it basically pulls them towards you onto these two open rock spots that are in front of you. So let's say I wanted to pull to from this row right here. So the wave crashes, and these shells move to the furthest rock, like so. And then all these other shells would move down on the board, and the empty spaces would get refilled from your tied seashell bag here. So we'll go ahead and do that now. The last action is the collect action. And what that entails is that you pick one of the two rock spots that are in front of you, and you collect one of the shells that are there. Let's say I pick this pink sand dollar here. Then you choose which one of the columns on your treasure chest you like this to go into, and you place it there. Now, be forewarned, gravity is a thing, so it will pull that tile down as far as it can go. So if we already had one, let's say here, and we put this here, it would go and stack on top like so. Now, players get to take 3 actions on their turn. And those actions can be any combination of the 3 that are on their treasure chest. They can take each one once, or they can double up and then choose one of the other ones. So let's go through a sample turn of, Moonshell. So let's say I go ahead and go, okay, I'm going to take this pink sand dollar. I'm going to collect and place it here, and it falls down. And then I'm also going to collect this purple shell here and place it here so that it falls down on top of that pink sand dollar. And then I'll take the rotate action, like so, and rotate the board. Play continues in this way until a player fills up all 12 spots in their treasure chest. Once that happens, each player gets another turn to complete the round. So if you've already gone in that round, let's say there's 4 players, and the second player completes his 12 first, then the third and fourth player will get a turn, but the first player won't get another turn because that'll be the end of the round. Once the round ends, going player by player, everybody totals up their treasure chest depending on their open objective cards that they complete, as well as their secret objective card. And then the player with the most points wins Moonshell. Moonshell is coming to Kickstarter in March of 2021, so make sure you keep an eye out for it. I'm Logan for Logan Chop Previews, and we'll see you next time. Happy gaming.